morning. It's 10:10 a.m. and I'm already tired. I'm sat at my desk today to write on my PC. Usually I like to write on my laptop so I can go downstairs or something, but PC it is today. My emotional support big water bottle. I'm gonna drink it all today. That's always my goal every day. Before I get into any writing updates from the last time I talked to you guys, I wanted to talk about a book that I started. I started this book like a few days ago. So I think on Friday I started Tale of the Heart Queen, and wow, this has been one of my anticipated releases for 2024. I finished the third book in this series literally like the month that this book was coming out. I did not know it was coming out that month, so it was literally perfect timing, but the last book ended on a really big cliffhanger, so I was very thankful to see that this was coming out at the end of that month. But I didn't get around to getting it until the Barnes & Noble holiday sale, which I have a video on the books that I got. I knew I was gonna enjoy this, and I knew this would be really easy for me to read because I've read 3 books in the past in the same world and I know the characters and everything, and then also her writing is very familiar to me because I've read 3 of her books in the past, so I'm very excited. This is the last installment in this series. It's a thick book. It's a thick book. She's thick. And wow, I love it. I'm very excited to read more of this, but I didn't get to read much. I got to chapter 10, page 70. Hopefully I can get more into this. But the reason why I haven't been able to devour this, because if I had nothing else to do, I would definitely have binged this. I have been really focused on writing and getting back on track and keeping myself accountable for writing. I want to say at least 1,000 words every day. That hasn't been true up until today, okay? Wow, last time I talked to you guys was actually quite a while ago. I don't think I realized. Yeah, the last chapters I wrote and I filmed, those were really tough chapters. I worked on 3 chapters during that vlog, and the last 2 was really hard for me. Don't know why. That one was a struggle, but thankfully since last time I talked to you guys, I finished 3 more chapters. So I finished 14, 15, and 16. I actually wrote last night. I haven't written at night in a really long time. I actually used to, when I was pumping out the first draft, I actually used to write only at night. You know what? It was wintertime, so it could have been 5 p.m., but it was pitch black. I remember that. And I would write at least 1,500 words to 2,000 words. Yeah, the last chapter I finished was last night, and I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't write for very long. It was an hour and a half, but I was able to finish off the chapter that I was working on, and I wrote a good amount for the hour of it that I was working, or actively writing. The last 30 minutes of it I was kind of brainstorming, I guess. So now my manuscript is at 96,500 words exactly. So today I'm going to be working on chapter 17. This chapter, oh, this rerun, this 4th draft has been very interesting because I pretty much change every chapter. Some of the elements are the same, like the setting or what the main goal is or what's going on, but I just change how we get there. I just kind of adjust to what I wrote in the last chapter and the direction that I'm going in now. Editing is taking a lot longer than it should. I feel like I've grown in my writing as well, so rewording everything, and then also sometimes the words aren't coming too easily, so it takes a lot longer. I'm gonna be honest, I feel good about writing, you know, my motivation's there, but filming is honestly hard when I don't feel in the mood, which obviously probably everyone else feels. I know this is a universal feeling that when you're not in the mood to film, you're not gonna want to film. But I wanted to keep a good, not a set schedule, but at least film. I wanted to have more of a bigger presence on social media. Also, with talks of TikTok finally getting banned, I've been trying to prepare and set myself up for success. I'm trying to post on a Instagram account that I made for my author account. Honestly, Instagram is a whole different playground. It is, I don't know the algorithm. I feel like it's so hard to get recognition and to just pull in your own community without having already a built-in community for people to find and follow you. So that's been really hard and really distressing and discouraging. but I've been trying anyway. Yeah, I was just anticipating when TikTok gets finally banned, but I've mourned that. Now I'm just gonna try to do my best to figure out what would work best for me in the sense of social media platforms. But I also don't want myself to get too wrapped up in finding a community and finding people to follow along with me. Obviously that would be really great, but realistically it takes a lot of work to find people that enjoy your content and want to watch your content, and to just get recognized in the algorithm of each social media platform that I'm posting on. Overall, I think I've been good about just posting to post and not caring if anybody does watch it, but comparison is the thief of joy, and I keep reminding myself that a lot more. So it's very difficult to want to have a online presence for my work when social media is just overall a pretty toxic space for me anyways, if I am actively participating in it. If I'm just an onlooker and I'm just watching or just looking through people's posts, it doesn't really affect me. But of course, if I'm taking part in it and I'm posting and I'm putting myself out there, it is going to get to me a little bit more. That is just a little ramble of where I'm at with social media presence and whatnot. Rounding back to the writing, which is the actual topic of this vlog, I'm going to write chapter 17. And how many chapters is this? I have 11 more chapters until I get to part 2. Oh, part 2 is long. Actually, yeah, part 2 is longer than part 1, I think. Start time, basically 10:30. I'll be back. Welcome back. It is now 1:25 p.m. I actually took a lunch break at 12, and then I came back and I drafted out the outline for the next chapter. So it was successful today. I got my chapter that I was working on done. That was chapter 17. I wrote it pretty quickly. I was happy with my writing today. I think it could be better, but I got it down and I didn't absolutely hate it. So yeah, after my lunch break, I came back up. I drafted up the next chapter, which is chapter 18, and this one is gonna be a doozy. It's gonna be a little difficult. I am at a point where I feel like, am I getting bored? Obviously getting repetitive to me because I've been looking at these scenes and rewriting them so many times. Like, this is my 4th time going over and rewriting these scenes, and it's getting to a point where it's getting so, like, I'm like dreading it a little bit, to the point where I'm like, is this even good anymore? Like, I'm starting to kind of not like it because I keep having to look over it and over, and I keep having to read through it. So is that, I don't know, maybe it's just me getting bored because I have to look at it all the time. I just don't know if it's because it is actually boring and I actually should change it, but I think it is just because I've been looking at these scenes for a year and a half now. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I was going to work on chapter 18, but after I drafted this one out, I was like, I don't know if I want to tackle that right now. I might just leave that for tomorrow. Yeah, I just recovered from a very big creative burnout that I talked about a little bit last video, but I'm trying to hold myself accountable and actually write, but I don't want to push myself to the point where I'm like, I'm writing, but I don't want to write. Like, I want to write because I want to. And I don't want to feel the pressure to rush this whole process just so I can get it out in the world, because if I don't end up liking it, then what's the point, you know? So I'm trying to slow myself down, kind of push back on that pressure of publishing really fast. So hopefully that will be okay. Yeah, so that's it for writing for today. I will work on chapter 18 and hopefully draft out chapter 19 while I'm at it. I find that it is quite nice to have an outline for the chapter I'm going to work on the day before, so I can kind of let that simmer, and then when I'm about to write it, if I want to make any changes, then I can. So I can brainstorm in the back of my mind while I'm carrying on with the rest of the day. I want to carve out some time to read this today, but it's just been hard because I've been sleepy all the time. So it is a lot harder to pick up a book when I am feeling really sleepy. Because, you know, that's brain power using to read. But even though it's a book like I'm gonna enjoy and I know it, it's still, you know, it's using brain power and brain juices, and my eyes feel so heavy. But once I read it, I think I'm fine. It's just the initial, like, sitting down and picking up the book. I'm really excited. I really do want to binge it. But I also have a bunch of other things and other hobbies that I do want to indulge in. I am praying and hoping that I actually do carve out some time for reading today, because I would like to dive back into this world, because we are in it. We are not wasting time with this book. We are right into the action, right into the plot. I talk more about the synopsis for this series on my book haul video, so if you're curious, you can look it up or watch that, where I just give a very brief description of how I took it anyway. Hopefully tomorrow I can come back with a better mindset about filming and posting wise, and hopefully have some of this read. Hopefully. I love this cover. I actually love this cover. This one's my favorite out of all of them. Anyways, I will update you tomorrow. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Wednesday afternoon, and I did not get to update you yesterday on Tuesday, but I did write. I was able to pump out chapter 18 yesterday, and I had a late start yesterday, but that did not stop me. I was able to get that chapter out within like an hour and a half, so it's very fast for me. And today I worked on chapter 19, and I actually got that one out really fast too. These chapters are taking on a new direction and a new pace than how I originally wrote them. So I thought I'd go really slow, but like I'm figuring it out pretty quick. I definitely think outlining and brainstorming each chapter has really helped me. So I have chapter 20 outlined, and I don't know if I'm gonna work on that today. Maybe. I wrote today, as you will see, or as you would have saw, and then I took a break to go take a shower, and I ate some food, and now I'm up here, and I wanted to update you guys a little bit. And also I got some book mail, so I wanted to unbox this. I've actually had this for probably like a week now, but I wanted to unbox it on camera. So yeah, it's just a little writing update. Also reading update. I have been reading The Tale of the Heart Queen, and I am now on chapter 22, which is page 177. So I'm pretty sure last time I checked in, I was page 70. Yeah, I was on like chapter 10, page 70. So that's pretty good progress for me, because I get pretty distracted a lot, but that doesn't take away that like I have really been enjoying this story. It's just hard for me to sit still for long periods of time because there's so many things I want to do. So when I do get to read, I am really enjoying it, and I really want to read more. So the book mail that I have is from my Barnes & Noble holiday sale, and they didn't have this one in store where I go to, so they had to ship it to me. But let's open it. I already know what it is, but fail. Oh, this is what happens when you're weak. Nice. That didn't take that long. Okay, and even then it's still freaking hanging on. Very easy. Why did I think I was getting a paperback? Okay, it's a hardcover. So it is so beautiful. I really thought I was getting a paperback of this. I did not think I was getting a hardback. Holy moly. I actually got this for $8. That is crazy. See how what originally it went for? $20. That is insane. But I have Off With Their Heads by Zoe Hana Nakuda. Wow. cover is so pretty. Oh my god, even like the bottom, I never noticed that. I love the color scheme too. Wow. Ooh, I wonder what Korean folklore we'll see in here. Ooh, beautiful, stunning. So I'm actually really excited. It is a little damaged on the spine, but you know what, it's fine. It's what I expect when I get books shipped to me, because they're literally just in this cardboard box just hanging on for dear life. Oh, I'm so oh my god, wow, the chapter illustration, that is pretty. Sorry, I don't know, is this YA? I don't know. The premise sounds really cool. It is set in a kind of retelling of Alice in Wonderland, obviously, except we have, I believe they're both Asian FMCs, if I'm correct. Korean inspired reimagining of Alice in Wonderland. There's betrayal. I've heard this is like a crazy trip of a book, so I'm really excited to read it. Also a sapphic romance in here, so excited to see it. I don't know if this is YA or not. I believe it is, but I could be wrong. But oh my gosh, I'm just so excited to freaking read this. And I've actually just recently found Zoe, so I'm really excited to read her work and her new book coming out, A Coven's Tendency? I'm not sure. Wow, this is really pretty. Sorry. If you haven't seen my Barnes & Noble holiday sale, I made a little haul of it. It should be my latest video, so you can go check that out if you want. I have the books that I got up there. Got this when I went to go visit Forks again. Even though we don't have a DVD player anymore, and my computer does not have the DVD player on it, I don't know how I'm gonna watch this, but I loved it anyway. She's a beauty. Now I'm just looking at all my books that I have on these shelves that I really want to read. This is like the only book I have from Carissa Broadbent. Very upset about that. But I read the Crowns of Nyaxia duology, the first 2 books on Kindle Unlimited. So I never really got them in person, but I do look at them. Every time I go to Barnes, I do look at them. They're beautiful. I loved the naked hardbacks. Wow, they're so pretty. Colors are my favorite. Sorry, I'm feeling very spaced out. But this is the only Carissa Broadbent book I have, and I really want to, I believe this is her indie version. I don't think this series is traditionally published. I believe this is just published from her and kept as that way. I think Crowns of Nyaxia got picked up by a publisher, so I think that is being published. But so pretty. Yeah, I read Daughter of No Worlds like 2023, 2022, like end of 2022, beginning of 2023. And wow, I really loved it. And for those of you that don't know, the book that I'm currently reading, it's part of a 4-book series. These are the first 3 books in the series, and they are all so beautiful. Actually getting progressively warmer. I'm in my thrifted Harry Potter onesie. You'll never catch me buying from J.K. Rowling or anything else related to them. Anyways, now I don't know what I want to do, whether I edit more or I hang out for a little bit. Who knows? Good morning. It is still morning. It's 11:53. Today is Thursday and I'm a little bit busier today. I slept late last night, so I am in charge of dinner today, so I went grocery shopping when I woke up. Now I've kind of just gotten ready and refreshed and eaten. I'm ready to write, and I want to pump out this chapter as fast as I can, so I have more time in the day to focus on other hobbies as well. I already have chapter 20 outlined, which is what I am going to write today. Just need an update. Chapter 15 to 19. Nice. Okay, so I have chapter 20 outlined. This one I feel like will be pretty simple to write. I don't think I'm going to change too much about it. Probably just choosing different ways to word my sentences, or obviously different dialogue and different description. But overall, what's happening in the chapter is the same. Oh, I wish I could show you my notes because I love taking notes. But yeah, my outlines are very simple. I write like number things that I want to make sure that I have and what happens in the chapter in order. I make sure to add any thoughts as well around the paper too, or around the page as well, and I check them off as I go. Start time is basically 12 p.m. I'm gonna see how fast I can get this done. I'm gonna start cooking at like 5 so we can eat at like 6. I'm making butter chicken today, so yummy. I haven't read more. I'm still on chapter 22, page 177. Maybe I can read more today, hopefully. All right, let's get typing. Okay, welcome back. It is now 2:17 p.m. and I have just finished this chapter. Wow. I will say the first 30 to 40 minutes I had started the chapter, but I had figured out I wanted to add something into this. I wanted to add something more into this, or change around something that I was going to mention in this chapter. So in order to do that, I had to bring it up more in the earlier part of the book so it wouldn't be as a surprise in this chapter. So I had to figure out all of that, find out what I wanted to call it and whatnot. And so that took a while. And then once I had that through, I was finally able to actually start writing. And wow, it took me a little longer than I wanted. I wanted to be done by like 2 p.m. I went like 15 minutes over the limit I set for myself, but you know what, it's okay. I feel like that was very quick for what I wrote and what I was able to come up with. Obviously, I feel like I could always, you know, go back and add more meat to it, but right now, since I am changing the direction and a lot of what the story is in this draft, I don't want to worry too much about adding a bunch of meat to it. I just want to make sure I get my point across, and so I can go back and add whatever else I think I need to add after I've reread through this. Got a lot of chapters left. So that was the wrap of chapter 20. I'm actually very happy with what this chapter has delivered. I feel like it's a very pivotal moment for my main character and another character as well. There's a dynamic shift between two characters, and I'm excited to see how this plays out and what this means for my main character and the pain that is now going to set in from everything. So that is it. Check off end of chapter. Woohoo! Okay, now I'm freaking hungry. I'm gonna go eat and just go chill out, hang out, do whatever. Tomorrow's Friday, so I'll probably end the video tomorrow after whatever I get done. Which would be chapter 21. I don't think I really need to plot this one out or make an outline right now. I feel like it's pretty straightforward. So I'll just do that tomorrow before I write it. So I'm free to go and eat and just hang out. I really want to make sure I don't get a headache, because every time I frantically write, I get a pretty big headache. So I'm gonna try not to let that happen, actually get some food in me, and just kind of let myself rest. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Maybe I'll read more of my book, who knows? But I will see you guys tomorrow to update you more, and yes. Good morning, everybody. It is actually afternoon, but I'm showing you my cat because I am currently feeling sick. Yesterday after I finished that last clip, I actually got really bad sore throat out of nowhere. So I had a NyQuil and I knocked out last night, and I woke up at 1 p.m. today. So I am feeling a little bit better, but I decided to end off the video here because I will not be able to write today. I'm feeling very, very drowsy, and anything that requires like that much brain work is just, it sounds impossible to me right now. So I'm just gonna rest and just do something that will keep my mind awake but is not working my mind. So thank you guys for sticking around and watching this vlog. Like always, I appreciate you guys just sticking around and watching. Even if you're a silent watcher, I still really appreciate you guys. And oh my goodness, I'm like spacing out every chance I get. Oh gosh. I hope you're having a good day or good night, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Say bye, Winker! Bye! Oh, he's not happy. Oh, bye!